multiple levels of decision. Means in uh, else nested if if else nested if else statement, there will be a one chance of decision making, but in nested else statement there will be multiple choices of decision making. And it if else statement is used for simpler conditions, but nested else statements are used for multiple big complex codes, such as in if else statements, if condition 1 is wrong, in the down line we will give as a statement else block condition 1 is uh, in, like false or true, as it is given in the condition 1 block as a elf in the explained as a before line. And but in this nested elf statement, it's not given like that. It's simple. If condition 1 is 1 and 2 are true, then condition 1 is true and uh, condition 2 is false, else condition 1 is false. Like in if else statement, it's only taking one decision, but in nested else statement we can take multiple choice of decisions, and it's used for only simpler conditions, but it is used in complex conditions, and it only executes one condition or a as instruction given in the code. But in nested else statement, it can access so many questions, as well as condition 1 is false or true, etc., etc., as we make a complex code. Did you guys understand? Hello?
Uh, we all understood. Thank you, Abhishek, for doing the recap of a previous session. So, in summarization of what Abhishek said, nested if else statement combines two conditions. If the first condition is true, then we move on to the next condition. Difference between if else, the regular ones, and the nested if else statement is that in a regular if else statement, you have just one condition, whereas in the nested if else statements, we have two conditions. The second condition gets checked only when the first one is true. So now let's move on to the elephant in the room. Our today's topic, list. So lists are very useful. We also learned about lists previously, well, when we were attending the Python course. Some of you who are in WeJump from the beginning would remember. So the thing in list is a variable which contains many values. So I can add 2 to 3, any number of values, and they can be of any data type. Data types, I'm referring to strings, integers, decimals, anything you want. Okay, not anything. Almost all data types can be used in list. So if we go to our Google Collaboratory to see a live example, okay, we'll just wait for Collab to load, and then we'll check out the all new list function. Okay, so anyone tell me a group of things. It can be fruits, vegetables, cars, or something.
Apple, banana, orange.
Okay, so that comes under fruits. So first we give our variable a name as we would do in the regular variable. And then we use the is equal to, and then the important thing in list. When creating a list, as I always stress on some points in conditional statement. Yes, Abhishek?
Square bracket.
Yeah. So in conditional statements, I always used to stress the semicolon is very important. Here, the bracket is very important. Then we type in some values, which I typed in a normal text, and then to separate different values in a list, we use a comma and then a space, and then we type the next one. So I will just type it watermelon. One more fruit, anyone?
Banana.
Okay. One more.
Orange.
Okay. That's great. So now this list kind of variable contains 1, 2, 3, 4 values inside it. So if we come back to a slide, it had 3 values and as a score, but it is almost the same thing. So the thing is, you have a variable. I'm summarizing this again and again. You have a variable which has multiple values. So if I try to print a list, uh, we'll just wait for Google Collaborator to run this. So we should be getting the names of all the fruits in our list. Okay, so yeah, this is what we get. But there is also one more way in which we could specifically call it. So let's move on and get to know about it. So if we come to our next slide, these are the advantages of using a list. So many values can be stored easily. Any kind of value can be stored easily. You can add values, you can remove values by just using the append and remove command. We will come into that later in today's class. And next is it remembers the sequence in which you typed in. So you can just print fruits 1 and it would still get it. So if I go to fruits and then I open a bracket and 1, it should print. Okay, wait. So we just like call fruits and then we use this bracket and we call 1. We have an extra bracket over here. We got watermelon. So yeah, this brings us back to the numbering system. So apple is 0, watermelon is 1, banana is 2, and orange is 3. So if I ask it to print 0, it would get me apple. If I ask it to print 3, that would get me orange. So it remembers the order in which I have typed apple, watermelon, banana, and orange. The things inside a list are remembered by Python in the series they are like given in. So I can even ask it number 2, which is banana, and it gives me that. So that is proving that list maintain the order of elements, keeping them in a sequence continued. And one more thing, list can hold different data types. So if I try to add a number, any number,
5.
okay, I will take both 5 and 10. So now if I type 2 is still banana. So I just like come to this was 3, 4, 5. I just type 4 and the fourth one is number 5. And yeah, we can use as this is proving the statement, we can use different data types. So let's use one more data type 0.8 and then true. And now if I try to print 6, it's 0.8. I try to print 7th in a list, it's true. So right now I'm using strings over here, integers, floats, and even booleans in the same list. We can use most of the data types available in Python. And one more thing is, it is very simple to add stuff, to remove stuff. So if I want to remove something, okay, we'll just come to the next. List functions. Len function, in simple words, just tells you how many items you have in the list. So if I use that function, print len, you need to remember this, print len fruits. How many values do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we got the correct answer 8. If I try to remove apple, now we should be getting 7. And this is how we use the len function. So this is mostly used when there are a lot of data in the same list and you need to know how many you have inside it. And the next one is maximum minimum. For this we'll create one more list. So number is equal to, okay, wait. So any volunteers who will help me to create a code?
What do you want to create?
This one, the max and min function. Okay, just help me create a list which has some numbers inside it.
Num
Num
equals
is equal to,
parenthesis single colon, I mean the quotation mark, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 7, 8.
okay, so the place where you went wrong is we don't use parentheses, we use the brackets, the square brackets, and then numbers don't need quotation marks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so according to you, which is the greatest number over here?
10,
Okay, which is the smallest number over here?
4.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is create one more variable and the maximum value inside our list, and then we just print out the new variable. So the maximum value was, okay, so we'll just remove this. And then the maximum value was 10 and the minimum value is 4. So instead of adding this variable, we could just type in min num. Yeah, we get 4 and maximum is 10. We'll do a bit of a summary at the end of the session, an interactive fun summary. Now we'll just go with the theory, learning what we need to learn, like the bare bone. Okay, so the next is the append method. So this is adding stuff into the list. So our, okay, we'll just create a new list. Names is equal to, okay, so now we have 3 names inside this list called names. So what we're gonna do is now is append, which works to include. So this names dot append, and then we're gonna add 11, and then we're gonna print the appended list. So now it also includes Lavit in the list, which was not present here before. So if I, okay, we have one name, print names over here. I'll add one more here. So what this would prove is before and after. So before, the list contained Goutham, Kanish, and Neha. After it appended, it means added Lavit. the list became Goutham, Kanish, Nehant, and Lavit. So append is used to add stuff, and then the remove is used to remove stuff. Okay, so I'll just add Lavit over here. And then we're gonna remove, okay, not all of it. Okay, so we're gonna remove a name. So names dot remove. You have to be specific about the name you type. So now, first, Gautam, Kanish, Nehant, Lavit, the same list. And then we removed Gautam. So it is Kanish, Nehant, and Lavit. So append is to add, remove is to delete. So yeah, those were all the major topics in today's class. We'll cover all the topics in the presentation by 7:10, and then we'll have an interactive session. Okay, so this is one more theory. What is the difference between list function and the list method? So list function is giving you the information. It is like a read-only file. So you can imagine list function is a PDF, whereas the list method is a Word document which you can edit. So, okay, let's read this out. List functions are actions that you give information about the list. So that would mean you are getting information about the list. Same as reading the website, you can't edit the website, but you are getting information by reading it. And you can, yeah, as usual, you can print a PDF, you can send back a PDF, you can rearrange as per your will, but this will not change the main PDF because PDFs are non-editable. List function, double quotation mark function, is not editable. And coming to list method is like a Word document, you can edit it. List methods are actions you perform on a specific list. Yeah, so you have a Word document, you add, remove, change your font size, color. You can do whatever you want with your Word document. Yeah, you can see it. Stuff like adding, removing items, yeah, etc. Okay, so adding items, removing items, and many more things which you can do with a regular list. And this thing directly modifies the list. Whereas in list function, you could edit it and save a copy for yourself. This would not change the original document, but in list method, it will change the mail document itself. Okay, I'll give you a real life example. You are editing something using Microsoft Photos, and you get two options. Save as a copy. Save as a copy is list function. Save is list method. In save, it just saves. It is the list method. It edits the original image. List method edits the original. List function creates a new copy. We have a question. I don't want to reveal the answer. Okay, so first, before the question, I'll give you guys a summary. So to create a list, oh, okay. So to create a list, you give it a name, and then is equal to, and then a square bracket. This, all of you can give a thumbs up in the emojis if you understood till this point. Okay, so you give it a name, then square bracket, and inside this we give it our data. So first data would be 11th, our second, and then next thing you use a comma outside of the quotation mark to separate it, and then we'll just add a number, and then again separate it with a comma. And now I'm gonna add one more name with a quotation mark. It can be Nehan. So this is how you create a regular list. Thumbs up, everyone. We learned how to create a list. Next
Excuse
thing.
me, Gautam.
Yes.
Excuse me. Can you say what is that five thing in the middle of that Lavit and Nehant?
It is just a number. So in a list, you can add strings, numbers, and you can also add decimals and booleans. So it's just there because I'm proving that you can add any file type, data type. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so points to remember, a comma separates two data inside a list. You need a quotation for text as usual, and the comma should be outside the quotation mark. And next thing is they're gonna print name. What this would do is just print the entire list. Sometimes we don't need it, so we use a bracket, a square bracket, and we type in the number of what we need, and we get a desired output. And our next thing which we learned was len. So to do it, we give it a print, and then we use len, and then we insert the name of the list. So there are 5 values: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So points to remember: print, then use the len, and you give data to the len, which is name. So if we do this again, so print, we are printing something, and what we need to print is len of something, which is name. We try this out again, we get true and 5. So the next thing which we learned was amending, adding new things into the list. To do that, we type the name of the list first, and then dot up. Was it append or amend? Okay, so the append, I'm spelling it wrong from that time. Name dot append. We open the parenthesis and we enter some data. For string, it is a quotation mark. For numbers, you can just type it 789. Okay, wait. 1000. Never mind. And then this is gonna edit the list and add 1000 to just to make sure we're gonna print the list once again. So at the end we have 1000 over here. We don't have 1000 here. So append added 1000 to our list. Points to remember: first the list name, dot append, and then what you want to add inside the parenthesis. So next is remove. So list name, same thing, dot remove in place of append, and then the value you want to remove. Just imagine I gave it 11th instead of 11th with the L capital, I gave it L small. So it says the thing called, okay, it says 11th is not there in the list because L is smaller over here. There's no smaller 11th over here. So to prevent those type of errors, type it exact as it is there. Now if we run it, okay, we'll just run it over here once so that we're able to track all the changes. First, we get the 4th item, which is 0.8, okay, which was true. And then we print the first list which we created, which was Laveth, 5, Nehan, 0.8, and true. And then we used len. How many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got the answer as 5, okay, LHS is equal to RHS. And the next, we added 1000. We have 11th, 5, Nehan, 0.8, true, and 1000. 1000 was added. And next we have 5, Nehan, 0.8, true, and 1000. 11th was removed due to the name dot remove. 1000 was added due to the name dot append. So I hope that would clear all the doubts for our upcoming question. After that, we'll have an interactive session. I know I'm repeating this again and again, but I'm just waiting for the interactive session. So now we go to the question. Okay. I'll take a screenshot and then show it to you guys. You guys copy the answers sometimes. Okay, finish. Okay, never mind. We'll just zoom it in. Are you guys able to see the question?
Yes.
It's at the bottom of my screen. So the question is to create a list of stationery items and then add notebook to the list and count the total number of items in the list. So I'll give you a hint. First, we create a list. Excuse me. Okay, so first we create a list. We learn something to add something to a list. We learned a function which adds a list. We use it, and then we use one more command which helps us to know how many things are there in the list. So any volunteers extra with he was the most interactive this class, so other volunteers.
Yeah, may I go?
Okay, wait a second. You're an instructor. We'll give a chance to the members today.
Yeah.
Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Kenneth Rubin with us. You may proceed.
Okay, so we can start by creating a variable.
A variable name, please.
Variable name, maybe inventory or something like that.
Okay, inventory. Okay, wait a second. Is equal to.
Stationary items, right?
Yeah, now variables can be anything, so we'll just continue.
Okay, so pencils.
How do
pen.
I?
So you start with square brackets.
Square bracket.
And since it is string, we will use the quotes, the double quotes or single quotes, any. First variable will go with pencil.
Pencil.
And we use a comma to separate it outside the inverted comma. Yeah.
Okay.
And another string pen. Comma eraser. Yeah, can I just have a look at the question once again, please?
Okay.
Okay. So we go to the next line. Next we use append dot inventory.
Okay, we have a small mistake over here. I will fix it at the end.
Mistake. Okay. So the next thing, brackets. And then we use inverted commas again. Then we add notebooks. Okay, so next line. What is it? Okay. So we again, no, we just use print. And then brackets, len, len, brackets again, inventory. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll try running it. There's an error. So the thing is, it is inventory dot append, not append dot inventory. So to like make sure of this problem, so the thing is, we are first calling this list, and there's a hierarchy in Python. So first we have the list, which has a set of programs under it. So first we call the list, and then we use the dot to get all the functions under it. We have a lot of options. There are also some other libraries, the import ones, which have a lot. Just select append and then the value. Instead of that, everything else is great. Okay, we'll print it once to just make sure. Okay, so first, okay, one more over here. This is just to make sure if it's just like have some proof or something. Okay, so first we had pencil, pen, and eraser. Kenneth used the append command to add notebook, so it became pencil, pen, eraser, notebook. And then we used the len command, which like told us how many things are there in the inventory, which was currently 4. It gave us 4. So a big round of applause to Kenneth. We completed our question for today. Emoji would be great. Okay. Kenneth, can you lower your hand? Okay.
Sorry.
So we move on to our assignment for the day. Okay, I'll be posting the same slide on Google Classroom, so you guys can just create an idea about it in your brain right now. We'll just discuss this for 3 minutes and then we'll just talk a little for 5 minutes. Then our class is over. We move. So create a list of marks obtained by you in the recent test. Okay, so I'll give you guys a clue. First, to create a list with your marks, we use a certain command to get the lowest and highest marks. Then we use one more command to remove your lowest marks and one more command to add your highest marks. So this assignment just covers everything we have used throughout this presentation. You guys can also refer to the pre-session video. Okay, we finished the assignment part. Okay, first of all, any doubts? Give me emoji if you have no doubts. Okay, so Abhishek has no doubts. Okay, I guess no one has any doubts. Okay, so that was Guinness. Love it. Excuse me, Neha.
Yes.
Is it at my end that your name is showing as Mahadev, sir? Can you see it on my screen?
Even I can see that.
So Nehan just edited his name to Mahadev, sir.
I didn't edit it.
Okay, so I guess that was a glitch. Never mind, everyone. Anything you guys have to share? Anyone, any feedbacks about today's class? Any suggestions on how I should continue the next class?
Yeah, as well, these classes are very useful for us and in our daily lives. As we submit our daily assignments in every week, we learn a new topic as we think in any free time. It will be very interesting and with Goutham in our side with a smiley face and very smiled person and a good teacher skilled uh, instructor. We are built very strongly, and these classes were very interesting, and our assignments were very interesting, and the topics are very interesting. I like give feedback as to continue this session as in the same way of cooperation from I and all, and thank you.
Okay, so just a second, I'll take today's assignment. Okay, no, attendance. Okay, I'll fill that in later. Okay, so summary, base level summary is, yeah, this is the same thing. Okay, so first we give a name to our list and then use the square bracket, very important, and then we add data to it. Okay, we separate. And next thing we learned about len. So len, what it does is how many things are inside a list. Next thing we learned was append. So it is like name dot append. Okay, wait. Okay. And the next thing we learned was name dot remove. And next is what numerical data. So print max name and print min name. So this is what all we learned in the practical perspective of today's class. How do we create a list? How do you use the len feature, which is used to get how many stuff is there in the list? How to add something to a list? How to remove something from a list? How to get the highest number in a list? How to get the lowest number in a list? Okay, so that pretty much wraps up our class. Can any of you please tell me about your day so far? We just have 2 minutes. It'll just be a bit fun kind of thing. Anything special in your school?
Shall I go first?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, today there was a PT period for us where we learnt new skills in the volleyball, and we was appreciated by our father principal for creating our own news channel for the school, from where from which I learned was Canva, which I learned in the WeJump. So he appreciated all the WeJump members in our school. So that actually made my day. That's all what I wanted to say.
Okay, so can anyone pull a level and be more interactive? Okay, so I just, as no one is volunteering, I'll just call Kampu to share her experience about our day or about our class or anything. Kampu, are you here? Okay, so do you want to say something about the class or your school? If no, it's okay.
What?
No. Do you
I
want to
cannot
say,
listen.
do you want to say something about your school or today's class? No pressure, you can if you want.
Today in our school is the
Okay. I'm
Uh, is Kampu audible to everyone?
No.
Okay, so it must be a network problem or something. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much. We finished all our topics. We had a good time. We learned something new. So thank you, everyone. Have a good day ahead till 12 o'clock, I guess. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I guess we can leave to the main room now.
Okay.
Kenas, when is the time we should like join the main?
Main room?
Uh, okay, so it's just the breakout room and then we end the meeting.
So we have to go to the main room or in the meeting directly?
Okay, so everyone go to the main room, leave the breakout room. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending my class in the first place.